by the end of this transfer window, I think he will be a Manchester United player. That's my personal opinion on this. I'm going to give it 50% for now, but I think he will become a Manchester United player by the end of this transfer window. Mesdames et messieurs, bonsoir! Welcome back to the transfer list. Now, last week, when we did this, by the way, this is the show where I go through all the related transfers for Manchester United and tell you if they're a load of old pish. Last week, we had Benjamin Sesko at 50%. And I said that I would prefer Ollie Watkins over Benjamin Sesko, but it's going to be one of the two. My God, did that move fast! Because as of, well, I'm recording this on a Sunday, as of yesterday, he was announced as a Manchester United player. It was done and dusted within about 48 hours of a bid being put in, and he was in Manchester, medical done, signed, sealed, delivered, on the pitch at Old Trafford. And for all those Newcastle lads that were like, man, they'd love him in their side. They can get rid of Isaac. They bring in Sesko. They can play both of them as a 4-4-2. Here's a jolly lad crying for you. Anyway, so we have 3 ins to discuss and we have 5 outs. It's a bit of a slow one this week. So let's get into it. First up, we've got Carlos Baleba. 21-year-old Cameroon midfielder, defensive midfielder, currently at Brighton. Manchester United have contacted Brighton through intermediaries to explore the potential move for Baleba. Now, this is reported everywhere. And he is well sought after. He is seen as one of the best defensive midfielders in the Premier League, possibly in Europe. I can't give it more than 50% though. I think it relies on outs happening first. And it's, I want to say more. I want to say like 75, maybe the 100% mark. But I just think that with it being intermediaries, it sounds like they're kind of weighing up the option basically. Whether it will happen this window, maybe the next window, or however, you're going to be looking at a big chunk of money for Baleba. So I think that for me it's a 50-50 gamble right now. Not a gamble, I think it'd be fantastic for United. 50-50 in terms of whether United will pull the trigger on this. Next, let's talk Gianluigi Donnarumma, because Paris Saint-Germain are looking to expecting offers from Chelsea, Man United and Inter Milan for the Italy goalkeeper, who's 26 and has become surplus to requirements at Paris Saint-Germain. He is no longer needed. There are reports that he is going to be available for £26 million. He is 26 though, so it's a bit of an odd one. I've seen something in regards to Donnarumma that it could go through a loan deal for this season with an obligation to buy next season of around £25 million as well. I'm putting it here because I think there's a lot needs to be done first before we get in Donnarumma. However, what I'm going to say is, this is my take on the situation. By the end of this transfer window, I think he will be a Manchester United player. That's my personal opinion on this. I'm going to give it 50% for now, but I think he will become a Manchester United player by the end of this transfer window. So we'll go 50% for now and see how it progresses. But if that does happen, I'll be ecstatic about having Donnarumma in United, even though he is 26 years old. But still, you're getting 10 years out of Donnarumma for that. Look at Edwin van der Sar. Van der Sar stays at United into his 40s. So you can easily get a good amount of years out of Donnarumma. He can get us into the upper echelons. I think he's a fantastic goalkeeper. I just can't give it more than 50%. I'd love to give it more than 50%, but just at the moment, there isn't enough for me to give it more than that. And finally, in the ends, let's talk the random of this week. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I say random, it's been reported a couple of times. He has let go of his representative and will do his own negotiations in the hope that to join Manchester United after leaving Everton at the end of last season. we've just bought in Benjamin Šeško. We still have Rasmus Højlund, although we'll get to him in a second. We have Joshua Zirkzee. We have Chido Obi. That's 4 strikers. I don't think we need Calvert-Lewin as well. There may be a possibility of bringing him in on a free if we get rid of Højlund and have him as an option, but I just don't think it happens. The only reason I'm giving it 0% is you have to never say never in that sense. So we'll give it 25%, but it's going to be the lowest 25% of this window. But yeah, I don't see Dominic Calvert-Lewin becoming a Manchester United player. However, we gave Benjamin Šeško 50% last week, and he's now a Manchester United player, so it's possible. Let's move on to the outs, and we'll start with the bomb squad. Starting off with Anthony, who is not interested in a move to Saudi Arabia and wants to join Real Betis, where he was on loan last season. I think this is a 75%, purely because he wants to go to Real Betis, they want him. United are pushing for X amount, I think it was in the region of 40 million. They may have a bit of pushback on that. It's just a negotiation stage right now. Whether he goes on loan again and then they do an obligation to buy later on, or however, I think Anthony will leave. It's just a matter of how it happens. I think Betis is going to be the destination as well. Yeah, there's nothing else more I can say about this one. Anthony to go is about 75% on my side of things. Man United and Argentina winger Alejandro Garnacho. Now he is given total priority to Chelsea and is waiting to begin talks over a move. Aston Villa and Tottenham are also interested in the 21-year-old. It looks like talks have begun since that piece of information was written down by myself. So it looks like Chelsea is the destination. It's just a matter of, again, negotiations. He is a higher end of 75%, near 100, like near 95s. Garnacho will probably leave for Chelsea. It's just a matter of how much. I'd like to get around 40 million for him, maybe more. But Manchester United are notorious for bad negotiations when it comes to outs. So we'll see what happens. If we got 40 million, it could finance Baleba. So, you know, those two 50% right now, they could be 100% by the end of this window. I'm going more with Donnarumma than Baleba, but they are 50% right now, but they are two to look out for throughout the rest of this window. Finally, in the bomb squad, Inter Milan could consider a move for Manchester United and England winger Jadon Sancho if they fail to sign Nigeria forward Ademola Lookman from Atalanta. He goes somewhere, it's just a matter of where. I don't see Jadon Sancho being a Man United player by the end of this window. So that is more guaranteed than the sun rising tomorrow. So Jadon Sancho will leave. We just need to get rid of him for whatever money and just see him out, because we need him off the books wage-wise. Just get a bit of money in for him. He could be the money for Donnarumma, and then you could get Garnacho out and one of the other two I'm about to mention in a second out, and then you get Baleba in. I'd be buzzing with that bit of business, you know what I mean? That'd be incredible. Now to that aren't involved in the bomb squad. Bayern Leverkusen want Manchester United's Rasmus Højlund, but face competition from Inter Milan and Juventus for the Denmark striker. AC Milan are also interested in taking Højlund, who is available for about 30 million, which is incredible to think we've spent about nearly triple that for him about two years ago. But Milan are keen on a loan move. Højlund wants to stay. He's reluctant to go. I think this is a 50-50. It's more likely than the two ins. It depends on the deal and what comes in place. Obviously, Šeško coming in makes it more likely. So we might be pushing up to the 75% mark sooner rather than later. But yeah, I don't see. Well, I can see Højlund leaving, but it has to be the right price for me. It's not on the highest ones in terms of getting out of the door. There's obviously, we've mentioned there's a bomb squad, and there's still 4 involved in that. So we need to get rid of them first before we'd even look at Højlund. But with the options we have, I don't think we'd miss Rasmus Højlund not being there in that sense. And finally, this is a bit of a weird one. Harry Maguire. United have rejected 5 offers from clubs in the Premier League and Italy for the 32-year-old defender. I will put it here on the 25, a bit higher than Calvert-Lewin, purely on the basis that he's part of a captain squad, so I don't think he'll be going anywhere anytime soon. And that is it for this week, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think of each of these transfers. If you've liked this video, please leave a like, comment also what you want to see on this channel. Subscribe if you are new, guys, and until next time, take care.